I did a series at the kitchen gardens at Holcombe Hall, big, huge place with all walled in so that the rabbits shouldn't get in and eat the flowers and vegetables that were being grown there. And this is where somebody from the kitchens has come to fetch vegetables, and she returns to the house by this little gate, which is in a ditch, which is a ha-ha. It's largely a rabbit-proof gate with very, very close bars to it down below, so that the rabbits shan't come in, but it gives you a way out at the same time.
What about this one?
I used to work for the fairground people sometimes and paint skeletons writhing in agony and letters of blood and things of that sort. And so this fish's tail is not one that I actually painted, but it's a continuation of the kind of thing that I did paint in real life, where the child sitting at the pay desk was continued into the shape of the skeleton or the mermaid as seen there.
You used engraving onto plastic there, any wood engraving here.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference between these different types?
Well, the plastic is infinitely cheaper and gives one a certain freedom. You can try things out, you can mess around, and I'm using it a lot nowadays, just really because it's so much cheaper. The wood has certain qualities which I regret not having, but it's just so much easier. You buy it from an art shop, the supplier of the wood and everything else that we use in our trade. As well as buying blocks from more frequently, people give me a box tree that they have cut down or that comes out of their garden, and this the shape of this is partly dictated by the through section of the trunk of a healthy box tree. That was done for a Japanese publisher who wanted to have an English artist to illustrate these English stories that he was having published in Japan and translated into Japanese and published in Japan. It's another wood engraving. Yes, I had to have... That was made not out of English box, but out of a South American tree that approximates to the same, and it was all I could get hold of at the time because I needed a whole lot of large blocks. I had to work very fast on those illustrations, producing one a week more or less, and that's partly the reason why I did quite a lot of night scenes, because it's only the whites that you actually cut away. Therefore, if the scene is mostly black, it can be done much quicker than one that's mostly white. A self-portrait. I didn't want to have a photo in some, I forget what the circumstances were, but I was asked to produce a photo of myself, so instead I produced a self-portrait.
This is a mirror?
That's a mirror, and then it goes on, and that is something you have to remember when you're engraving, that it's going to print mirror-wise from what you've actually done and produced. Sometimes that doesn't matter. Sometimes a tree could be either way around. But if you're doing a portrait of somebody's house, they want it to be the same way as their house is. You get used to it. The trees are more difficult to reverse because they're sinuous, they're branches, whereas if it's a house, it's rectangular and it's quite easy to turn it round.